back to the post-game show. That was a fun game. It wasn't the closest game, but for those of you who don't know, we actually played a game that's in the warp right now, where it was kind of the opposite, and we played deathmatch.
Yep.
Deadlock?
Same mission,
Yeah.
number 6 for Maelstrom of War. And that was with Inquisition.
Yeah.
That was a fun one.
Yeah.
A lot of special rules.
We're not going to special it, but he did well. And I looked over the battle report, and I don't think you missed any special rules. So that's good.
Well, that's good.
I should warn them at the beginning of this. I might have gotten some special rules wrong because I was playing a new codex, but it's okay. So we good enough time. What happened? Who won?
So it was a Space Marine victory.
Yes.
Yeah. I got an early lead, and that just
Snowballed.
Yeah.
I think that kind of happens in Deadlock. Based on our 2 games so far,
Yeah.
I found that it was almost callable turn 3 because
Yeah.
if you get this batch of cards turn 3 that you can't deal with, you are essentially stuck with those cards for the rest of the game.
Well, that's one of those things with Deadlock. It really favors the fast armies and Space Marines because of the deep strike and what
Yeah.
have you. You know, when you start off in your deployment, I'm already holding on to 2 or 3, deep strike out, get another 1 or 2, and that's it.
Now, when it came to deployment time, now the reason why I put my objectives a certain way was I knew you'd be deep striking.
Yeah.
And I figured if I put mine closer to you, I have to move towards there anyway. I have your firepower was much more long ranged than mine.
Yeah, with the last cannons and Thunderfire.
Exactly. All my guns were 24 inches, right? So I
Yeah.
had to move closer. And I figured if I moved closer, then it would prevent you from deep striking my back lines. And unfortunately, I lost that one squad turn 1. And then you deep struck right there, and that one Dreadnought, I think, got you 3 points or 4 points throughout the game. Because he got you the one where it was behind enemy lines.
Yeah, and got me objective 1 at least once, if
Yeah.
not twice.
Yeah. And I was like, oh.
Yeah. And we were kind of talking about, I think once you do get that 4+, the formation bonus for reanimation, that wouldn't have happened because even with all those hits, I think it was 9 wounds on that squad, something or 11 wounds. I maybe would have taken off 2 guys.
Exactly, because there's 4 ups and 4 ups.
Yeah.
And but it's cool. It was a lot of fun. And sometimes you have bad luck, and it happens. It happened to me turn 1. I was like, a couple things happened. I was like, I was really hoping the Stalker would stay alive just to give that bonus.
Yeah.
For shooting for everyone else, but of course you knew that and you picked them off. Good idea.
Yeah.
What else was fun? Yeah, in retrospect, my biggest mistake of the game was I should have looked outside both wounds off Zendrak. For some reason, I thought he had 2. I thought he only had 1 wound left, so I got them both off trying to save him. But then I realized he had 2 wounds left because he has 3 wounds total. So in the end, I should only look outside 1 wound off him, keeping my teleport guy alive, and then I could have moved around the battlefield next turn. But even that could be pretty dangerous because I come up all my guys for the Thunderfire cannon.
And that's a big threat, that Thunderfire cannon. It makes you, be mindful of that.
Which is unfortunate, because the way the terrain and the way that my guys were moving, it was almost impossible to avoid being clumped up. In fact, a couple times, especially that combat in the center of the table, because you could even target that by bouncing it off my other guys.
Yeah, I killed off
2 swarms.
2 swarms from that, yeah.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, I liked your strategy. I do find Deadlock, as I said, it's the very much opposite of Tactical Escalation. Tactical Escalation, turn 5 and 6, you can get points and points and points and points. But Deadlock, it's really early. You got to grab that points early because then you can get rid of the cards quickly.
Yeah.
And then hopefully turn 3 and 4 you don't get stuck because that's what happened to me ultimately. At turn 4, I looked at my cards and I couldn't use any of them. So that means turn 5, I couldn't use any of them. And turn 6, I couldn't use any of them because I can only discard 1 card per turn. And So, yeah.
I mean, some of your notes, I think both of us do it very effectively when we're playing the missions. If there's a chance I'm not going to be able to get something that well,
throw it.
I'm going to throw it away, just get new cards next turn. One of the reasons I think you saw the lead you did today is I was able to score just about every card I got the first 2 turns.
It was awesome. And you always stacked it, was like, secure objective 6. I'm already on that. And objective 6. Okay.
Yeah.
And the 2 cards, like the Scouts got you them turn 1, and then the Thunderfire Cannon guys got you 2 the next turn.
The way it was set up too, so what was it? Turn 1, I was already on 4 of the 6 objectives, and then there was the other 2, and I deep struck onto one of them, so...
Turn 2.
Yeah, or turn 1.
Turn 1. So, yes, you start on 3 of them out of the 6 instantly.
Oh, and the
Yeah,
one I
yeah,
just had
that
to
one,
walk up
yeah,
a little
when you
bit,
walked
and
up,
then
yeah.
the one I deep
Yeah.
struck onto. But yeah, I was able to snag 5 of the 6 objectives pretty easily.
Yeah.
So that was pretty effective.
Yeah, and unfortunately, because again, scouts were very handy in that one corner, and then deep strike, yeah, you had the mobility, and that was the biggest problem with my list was there was no mobility other than the ghost arc,
Yeah,
but not very fast, and the deep striking Oberon. I never got to use it, unfortunately, but it was awesome.
yeah. Well,
So-
I think this was really kind of the trying out game.
Yeah.
I was interested in trying out the Last Cannon Predators. They kit out to be about the same point as 4 Last Cannon Devs, but I think more survivable. And it worked out pretty well. And the Thunderfire Cannon is, you can't miss. And I was trying out the Centurion Squad, and this was, I think, the first or second time I've tried out invisibility with it. And it was effective, but not as insanely as effective as you might have thought. Because most of the time it was either out of range to shoot at them.
And I had nothing AP2 anyway to dedicate to them,
Yeah,
so I really wasn't. There wasn't really that many times where I thought, oh, this is my opportunity to focus on them anyway.
yeah,
Against Necrons, Armor 2+ is pretty effective.
yeah,
Because my best stuff was AP3.
yeah.
Warsight in close combat, I guess, would have been pretty nasty. But
And I want to try out the Scout Speeder again, the Storm. I think you're going to start seeing a lot of those because especially with Necrons, you toss down that large blast. We saw the last 2-3 rounds of the game.
You just
I basically nullified. I don't care how many points are in there. Your BS weapon skill 1.
yeah
You're not going to be able to contribute really.
I only passed 1 in every 3.
Yep.
Yeah, because I need to get a 2 or 1 on a dice. So yeah, pretty effective.
Yeah, and 100 points gets you 2 scoring units with objective secure if you're taking a CAD. You've got a heavy bolter. You've got it's open top, so I can still fire my shotguns or bolters or what have you from it. It's fast.
And it can nerf 2 squads a turn.
Yeah, two squads a turn, at least, if not more. And
Yeah.
it's outflanking, too. So
Yeah.
my thought on this was, between coming in the 12 and then the potential of another 18 move doing flat out because it's a fast skimmer, I mean, that's a lot of board that you can cover off of it for Maelstrom of War.
Yeah.
I plan on having 2 of them. I'll probably stop at 2, but 2's good.
Any more than 2, you might start losing some friends on the tabletop. And
Yeah.
no, that's okay. So thank you very much once again for coming. That was an awesome game. I really hope you enjoyed that. This is the post game, so they already know one. So stay tuned for more games. David's going to be back for more, of course, because we just keep trying out armies and having some great times. So stay tuned for more games. And so next time, this is Jay and
Dave.
saying happy painting, everyone.